important. It is a magazine that I have, India Today magazine. I think I have shared in Telegram group also. If there was a major lesson for India from Operation Sindoor, it was need to upgrade its drone power, both in terms of strike force and in defending itself against enemy unmanned aerial vehicles. See what happened actually now. I'll, like, if I summarize this thing in a few lines, it is more of like Pakistan used those drones are very cheap, and we retaliated. That is our retaliation is definitely we did far better than Pakistan in Operation Sindoor. Okay, or even though they retaliated with certain drones, but point is that is the catch is here, that is the cost effectiveness. Means it is you can say it is they are throwing a thing or an item which cost $100, and we are using machinery equipment which cost us $1,000 to counter it. So that cost effectiveness is a big question here. Remember this thing. So in this we are going to discuss a lot of things regarding that. Now there is which now indispensable for ISR, that is intelligence. See, in fact battlefields are formed by drones which are now indispensable for ISR. ISR means intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Now in reconnaissance, through reconnaissance means it is more of a is a place, is an area which is scanned, or you can say tracked by military. Remember this thing, that is called reconnaissance. It usually military or army or armed forces do. Okay, through medium of high altitude drones, or for precise strike missions through battlefield support UAV armed with bombs and missiles. Now what happened actually, now known as loitering munitions. Now what Pakistan used, that is called kamikaze UAVs. Kamikaze UAVs are, they are loitering, means you just launch it, fire and forget type of UAVs. Means you load the you can say those armaments and just launch it, and they will land and do the destruction. And they are very cheap actually. That especially that kamikaze, Chinese, Turkish and Chinese made. We'll discuss. We have those specifications. So they are very cheap actually. They are very cheap. They are very cost effective and cause destruction. Okay, and they can be used in swarms. Swarms means it is more of a group. Like there is a bee swarm ना, जैसे bees का जैसे झुंड होता है, उसे बोलते हैं swarm. So these drones can be used in swarm. That is in a huge group. Hundreds and hundreds of drones can be synced all together and launched to a target, and that will become difficult. See, it is to overwhelm air defense and pulverize enemy assets. That is very important, because air defense systems have certain limit now. Like we can counter, okay, 50 drones, or we can counter 70 drones, 80 drones, 100 drones, 150 drones. But if they launch 200 drones, 400 drones, then definitely there is a probability that some of them will hit. And again, if the point is here, cost effectiveness. So they can be launched in swarms. That means huge groups. So this is the thing here. Now, if you move, now this is the arsenal. Like this is the Pakistan's drone armory. Especially they used this one. Swangers they used. Turkish origin. See, Chinese. Okay, then kamikaze. Here it maybe on next page, but see, these are the drones. See, Pakistan's, Chinese, Turkish drones, and India's countermeasure in Operation Sindoor. Very important. Remember these names, by remember these names. You can mention, you can list these names whenever asked in SSB interview or anything, and they can come in examinations. Okay, because they are part of Operation Sindoor, and Operation Sindoor are our operation that we did on Pakistan. So we should be knowing, and especially if you are going for position which is related to armed forces. So these things you have to know, especially in technical entries. Okay. So these are the weapons. These are the drones, UAVs that Pakistan. You see, Turkish. That's why Turkey actually give Turkey and China are the two countries that supplied weapons apart from US to Pakistan, especially drones. And that's why Turkey supports Pakistan. Turkey supported Pakistan in Pahalgam attack. That is very important note down here. Next, India's hitback, see, integrated air defense system. During operation, these two networks synergized to link radars, sensors, relayed drones, missile data. These are counter unmanned aircraft system, that is UAS grid. Grid is a multi-layered. Okay. Then detected low flying drones, surface to air missiles. See, we used missiles against drones. That is the cost effectiveness I'm talking about. Akash, range is given here. Everything is given here. Origin developed with Israel, intercepted arms CH4, both integrated IACS and Akash Tir. See, Akash Tir. Okay. Then Akash missile range is given. Okay, which it is used. Down wing long two. Wing long two. See here, wing long two. Okay. These are Chinese mail means this is medium altitude. Medium altitude. This is it is a full form of medium altitude loitering. Uh, Loitering something like that. See, it is MA for medium altitude. Okay, they are not go for high
Endurance,
altitude. Endurance,
I believe.
yes. Endurance, yes,
Yes.
yes. So these are this. Now these are missiles that we have used. Artillery buffers, we anti-aircraft guns we have used. Okay. Then ZSU 234 S Shilka guns, radar linked low level air defense guns, repelled 200 plus drones in Punjab and Rajasthan. Very important to note down here. Okay. So a point is that these whatever Pakistan use, they are very cheap compared to our retaliation. Okay, so bigger question mark comes here, the cost effectiveness. Okay, next is see India's UAV capability. We have Haroop, Israel, Israeli kamikaze drone. Okay, Chinese kamikaze drone is different. Israeli kamikaze is different. Okay, Israeli kamikaze drones, loitering munition. India has 200 of these. Then Heron Mark II, Sky Striker, Hawk and Scout. Okay, Harpy. Everything is written about them. Just make notes here. ये तो बहुत important चीज है. You should be aware of these things. Now, important point here. Okay, these are the things you can easily write, but come to this. Now, while India acquitted itself well with limited range but highly precise, expensive, and powerful drones, apart from successfully carrying out range of countermeasures to destroy incoming cheap Turkish and Chinese made Pakistani UAVs. Experts say that there is a need for an urgent review for country's drone warfare capability, which was lacking on several fronts. Now, what are those fronts? We cannot depend only on expensive platforms. That is very important. We should fast track induction of low cost drones and loitering munitions for mass deployment. Build domestic. See, these are the solutions which you can use in GD, in one-on-one interview, in lecturate. What are the measures? What we learned from Operation Sindoor? These are the learnings. These are the takeaways. Okay? Build domestic production lines, adapt air defense and electronic warfare to counter saturation attacks, and develop tactics for combined use of high-end and expendable drones. Okay? Then, moreover, there is a there is an announcement of dedicated drone units, which already been announced, which are made rapidly advancing as a transformed, modern, and future-oriented force. स्पेशली दोज हु आर बिलोंग फ्रॉम टेक्निकल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बता रहा हूँ. टेक्निकल के लिए जाओगे, एंट्री के लिए जाओगे, तो वहां पे यू कैन कंट्रीब्यूट कि हाँ व्हाट रोल डू यू थिंक एंड हाउ यू कैन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ आर्मी. टेक्निकल फील्ड है तो यू कैन मेंशन दीज थिंग्स that I am from technical background. कहीं ना कहीं that technical field will help you to get good understanding of modern way warfare. Okay, which includes drone, UAVs. Okay, then army would require 8,000 to 10,000 UAVs per corps. The emphasis is on indigenous machines. See, these are the points in its quest to dominate a drone saturated battle space. Battalions are being restructured up to 70 soldiers per battalion. Each battalion, 900 to 1,000 soldiers, will form drone teams. These are the solutions. These units will be trained using first person view drones, which provide first person view means, like for example, like you are looking through your eyes now. That is your first person view. Remember this thing. Okay, you are looking through your eyes. That is your first person view. Similarly, drone has cameras. So when you are controlling a drone through a remote control or any system, that camera will give you giving you a first person view. That is called first person drones. That requires a separate skill set to operate, especially in those you can say terrorist rich areas. Alongside battalion level drone platoons, the army is raising specialized formation, bridging bridging elite and regular infantry. See, now here comes the important part that is important for understanding the current developments in the Indian Army. See, 30 Bhairav light commando battalions. Bhairav, what is Bhairav? You can mention. You can mention in GD, you can mention lecture that what we are doing right now to upgrade our modern warfare. Okay? 30 Bhairav light commando battalions, each roughly 250 strong and trained in operating drones. Rudra brigades, another innovation, all arms formations combining elements of mechanized infantry, special forces, artillery, and armed with UAVs, ideal for multi domain operations. Rudra, Bhairav. Then see, artillery regiments, Divya Astra. Divya Astra batteries pairing kamikaze drones with long range guns intended to provide deep strike capabilities. Then third one is Shakti Ban. Shakti Ban formations are pure drone and loitering munitions and strike units. These are the latest and current developments in Indian Army that we are dedicated to upgrade our way of warfare. Then another limitation was inability to comes here. Now, reconnaissance platoons will now have surveillance and air and strike drones and core and the core of electrons and mechanical engineer will also get drone sections for field level repairs and terrain mapping. And the utility drones would resupply forward elements. So there will be a dedicated reconnaissance platoons. Then Operation Sindoor exposed significant shortcoming in key areas. Like what kind of shortcoming? Cyber security was a major concern. Why? Because these drones can be hacked, can be malwared. Okay, they can be. It is more of a see. Drones are open to cyber threats like denial of service. They will not work. They will not obey the orders of the host control, as well as phishing. Someone will operate drone from from some malware, from some virus, and cause destruction. So phishing, spoofing, the installation of malware to procure sensitive information. Okay, maybe you are, for example, if someone has using a first person drone and they are operating in some and tracking some information, and that information or videography will be taken to some other by some other army through virus and malware. Okay, taking sensitive information. Many indigenous drones were rendered inactive due to Pakistani GPS jamming. It happened actually, which manipulated their navigation system by emitting false signals. Significantly, Israeli drones were impervious to this. Remember, Israeli drones, that is Israeli kamikaze, they are not affected by Pakistan GPS jamming, but our indigenous drones will have got affected. That is important to note down here. So, major threat is cybersecurity. We need to make our drone system, secure from cyber attacks. Okay, next. Next is see another limitation was inability to operate drones in swamps. We cannot operate our drones in swamps where those Turkish or Chinese based Pakistani drones can be used. A key factor in combat. Each drone operated as an isolated entity, communicating only with its operator. This lack of inoperability, interoperability severely restricted their effectiveness. So there are certain limitations. Okay, there will be solutions. These include electronic now seminar. This in Pune Defense Secretary R.K. Singh highlighted capability gaps. That these including warfare countered unmanned system, strong manufacturing base for military grade drones that can survive GPS denied and contested environments and low level. Means there are all these things happen now. The absence of domestic production of advanced electronic keep cost high. See what is happening. Before this, we covered, yeah. Here. Now, ailing Indian drones. Now we have India has 840 drone companies. 840 drone companies. Most Indian manufacturers are integrators. That is very important note down here. That okay, we have 840 drone companies, but point is that we are only assembling drones in India. Those integral parts of a drone like motors, sensors, all other accessories are imported from country like China. And here important part comes batteries and rare earth magnets. Batteries and rare earth magnets. Got it? Batteries and rare earth magnets. So now link with Afghanistan. Now link with Afghanistan. That why we have want to have a good relation with Afghanistan. Okay, Afghanistan is important because batteries, lithium, rare earth magnets, rare earth elements comprising 60 to 70% critical components, mostly sourced from China. This reliance on Chinese supply chains present a strategic vulnerability. It weakens preparedness and result in a shortfall of critical spares. Capabilities of foreign weapons are known to all, and adversaries can predict our tactics. Okay, everyone knows like what kind of equipment China use in their drones and machinery, what kind of equipment America use, what kind of equipment Russia use, and if we use the same thing, there is no nothing new that surprises the enemy. But if we are making it indigenously, there is always a surprise element because those parts are supplied to the world by the China. So everyone knows their countermeasures. If we develop our own systems, that may add an element of suppressy. That's as mentioned this thing. Okay? Who said Chief of Defense Staff? Anil Chauhan said at a recent seminar. If we develop our own systems, there will be an element of surprise. That is important here. Okay. Then next, absence of domestic production. That's why we are focused on Atmanirbhar Bharat, made in India, make in India. That why we are focused on it, because we know we require those domestication of advanced electronics keep cost. See, absence of domestic production, advanced electronics keep cost high. We do not have our indigenous manufacturing units. That's why high costing is there, because we need to import lots of equipment. While rigid certification regime of subsystems like flight control, GPS, and policy uncertainty around BVLOS, that is beyond visual line of sight operations of drones, essential for operational enemy delay innovation. With small scale production and important inputs, Indian drones are often end up costlier and yet less reliable than foreign models. This is the reason. Got it? Clear? Understood? Understood the
Yes,
article?
sir.
समझ में आया ये?
Yes, sir.
ये भी लिख लेना, नागास्त्रा 1, ठीक है, एंड दिस नेत्रा लिस्ट, मेक नोट्स यार, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है ये.